I am really, really, really so excited about today because as I was getting ready for this month's session, I was like, man, 2024 has been a year. It has been a year for so many of us. And there have been some highs, there have been some lows, there's been some happiness, there's been some sadness. And above it all, I think there were like really 24 lessons I uh that I came to realize in 2024. And for those of you who don't know me very much, like growing up, I was super full of energy and ambition, always the creative one. And my parents would probably also argue that I was a little bit wiry. But there was one moment, like in my childhood, that kind of changed everything. And it really is the bedrock of the confidence that I have today. And it is a moment that didn't just crack one of, I think it is the longest bone in the body, but it also cracked my confidence. When I was in third grade, I had a severe injury that required surgery and some pretty intense physical therapy. And during one of those sessions, my physical therapist actually cracked my femur in half. And for those of you who don't know, like I said, the femur is the longest bone in the body, and it's also one of the strongest bones in the body. And the pain was so intense in that moment that I actually passed out. And what really made the whole moment worse as I sit back and look at it is that I had actually been communicating that the pain was so intense when they were doing these manual bends that it was hurting so bad. And they were following their standard of care, and they thought that I was being a little exaggerative about the pain. So their solution was to put me on Valium and codeine at the same time. So I want you to imagine being in third grade, being on Valium and codeine, which they made me so nauseous. I was down to about 30 pounds. So here I am, I'm numbed, I'm sedated, unable to properly express or even really process what I was going through. Like, in all honesty, it wasn't just my leg that felt broken. It felt like me as a person and my trust in myself. Like maybe I didn't speak up loud enough, and maybe I didn't do this loud enough. And a lot of that actually came into my adult life as well. Because something, that experience really taught me something that I didn't understand until much, much later in life. And that confidence really is not a one size fits all solution. Sometimes what works for others, remember the physical therapist was doing the same process that you do on everybody else that has this leg injury. But sometimes what works for others isn't just ineffective for you, it can be downright harmful. And when you're told to keep pushing, keep grinding, keep conforming, you can lose the most vital part of your confidence, and that is the trust in yourself and the trust in who you were authentically created to be. And what I've come to learn and what I want to share with you today is that confidence isn't about being unshakable or even unbreakable. It's about learning how to stand again after life knocks you down. It really is about finding your own path, not forcing yourself into someone else's mold, and not living up to other people's expectations. And that's exactly what I want to do today in this session of Wednesday Wisdom. Because this year, 2024, taught me 24 powerful lessons about confidence. Lessons that we can all carry with us into 2025, because confidence isn't something you have or don't have. It's not coincidental, it's curated. It is something that you learn, something that you build, and something that you strengthen day by day, and it gets stronger over time. It's often in the hardest moments of life that we discover the greatest truths about what confidence really is, because I believe that 2025 is going to be the year that you start playing with the big dogs And when you do, you're going to want to have all of the parts and pieces of confidence in your pocket so that you walk through the stage of the ego that I call embracing great opportunities. So that when you walk into these rooms and these doors are open for you in 2025, you walk into those rooms with a purpose and a plan so that you can go to the next phase of your ego, which is executing great outcomes, getting new results in life. So, who is ready to dive into the 24 lessons that 2024 taught me? You're going to want to get a pen and paper or make a little note in your phone. Like you can turn the camera off and make notes because 24 lessons. And the very first one is confidence starts with self awareness. You cannot trust yourself if you don't truly know yourself. Let that sink in. You cannot trust yourself if you don't truly know yourself. And knowing yourself starts with understanding your core identity and personality. Those are the foundations of self awareness, helping you recognize not just what you want, but why you want it and how your unique identity shapes your response to life's challenges because we all handle things completely different. And it starts with self awareness. So give yourself permission today to get to know yourself a little better. And think about, am I doing things because someone else wants me to do them? Or am I doing these because this is what I'm actually supposed to be doing? Confidence starts with self awareness. Number two, it's okay to ask for help. In fact, everyone should ask for help. Like what I'm doing here now, like I'm coaching Brock. I also have a coach that I work with that is helping me pull all of my messaging and all of my concepts together. It's okay to ask for help because confidence is not about doing everything alone. It's about knowing when to lean on others. As I like to say, you may be able to sweep your neighbor's porch, but do you really want to? I mean, figure out which porch you want to sweep and which one you don't. Knowing when to ask for help is about recognizing where your energy is best spent and where it's not. And when you notice something kind of pulling on you and it feels like, man, that was mentally and physically exhausting, ask myself, do I have to do this or am I doing this because I want to do this? Number three, setbacks are set ups for breakthroughs. Every single stumble that you have made this year, every single stumble that you will make next year is setting you up for a breakthrough because each one of those setbacks taught you some kind of lesson. Might have taught you not to do it that way again. It might have taught you how to do it better. It might have taught you something that actually worked. It was an accidental learning. Number four, speak up for yourself. No one can advocate for you better than you can. Learning to clearly identify and communicate your needs is so essential, you guys. I want you to take time to reflect on what you truly need, whether it's more support, better boundaries, or even just space to grow and articulate it with confidence. Self awareness and communication go hand in hand when it comes to advocating for yourself effectively. So know who you are, know what it is that you need and begin communicating that. And then lesson number five is a huge one. It is a huge one because this is the one that kind of stops people in their tracks before they even really get going. And number five is perfection is the enemy of confidence. I'm going to say that again. Perfection is the enemy of confidence. Confidence thrives in imperfection and authenticity. Listen to that again. Confidence thrives in imperfection and authenticity, doing it imperfectly. I want you to remember this. Progress beats perfection every day of the week, every week of the month, every month of the year. Progress beats perfection every single time. That leads us into number 6. Small wins matter. Confidence is built one small victory at a time. If you remember a couple of sessions ago, or maybe it was our last session when I talked about our basil plant, like I do not have a green thumb really at all, but my friend gave me some basil that she had propagated and it was on its way to dying. She's like, "You're watering it too much." And then I was not watering it enough. And it was just like this struggle. And what I ended up doing was just giving those little basil plants that you can put 2 teaspoons a day into your little basil plant, and that began to make it thrive. And now I'm making cuttings for other people. That's going to be some of my Christmas presents this year. Propagated basil that I figured out a solution for because it was about celebrating the small wins. So it's not about overwhelming action. When you think about trying to do big things or make big changes, remember it's that 2 teaspoons a day, 2 teaspoons a day, as James Clear would call it, the 1% atomic habit. It's the tiny thing that you do consistently that pulls everything together. It's like one drip of water in a bucket, and you keep putting that drip in the bucket, keep putting it in, keep putting it in. And what happens over time? The bucket begins to fill up. Lesson number 7 is fail fast and learn faster. Remember, progress, not perfection. And then set yourself up and expect to fail. Failure is not the opposite of confidence, you guys. This is something I really want you to hone in on. Failure isn't the opposite of confidence. It is a building block, a stepping stone, okay? So when you fail, and I want you to fail, I want you to get back up, ask new questions, and learn new opportunities. Almost every single thing that I have ever achieved in life for myself and for others has come with at least one failure under the belts, like something that we thought would work really well. It worked really well in one segment, but it didn't translate so well to another segment. Ask better questions, seek new opportunities. What do people need to hear from you? What do people want to hear from you? What do you need to share with others? And what do you want to share with others? And number 8, your body impacts your mind. Okay. Take care of your health to strengthen your confidence. Equally important is cultivating a positive mindset. A positive mindset is everything, you guys. And when you find yourself around negative mindset or fixed mindset people, the people that tell you like, "Oh, well, why do you want to do that?" Like, "Well, that's a dumb idea." Those are fixed mindset people. And I'm not saying kick them out of your life, but what I am saying is that your desire to grow has to exceed your desire to want to stay around those fixed mindset people for longer than you absolutely have to. Confidence starts in the mind. You need to nurture it with thoughts that support growth, resilience, and possibility. You need to nurture it by being in groups, mindset, motivation, just like this one. This show happens Monday through Friday, 8:15 a.m., same channel right here. This is a great place to plug yourself into, because confidence is a muscle. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets. And just like a muscle, it benefits from overall health and strength. And your muscles are part of your whole body system. They're part of your whole body system. And when all the systems come together and they're all working well, what happens? You have a beautiful specimen of a body. You have a unique body. Because as we age, maintaining muscular strength is essential, not just for our physical well being, but for our mental resilience as well. Strong muscles support strong minds, strong bones, and it helps us to feel more capable and confident in tackling life's challenges. Number 10 is a big one, and I'm gonna warn you, it's gonna be hard, okay? You have to say no more often. You have to say no more often. Protecting your energy is essential to sustaining confidence. That means saying no to negative people places, and things that drain your energy. Your confidence will thrive when you are surrounded by positivity and purpose. So protect your boundaries and choose wisely who and what you give your time to. Number 11, your past does not define you. Number 11, your past does not define you. Confidence is about who you are becoming, not who you've been. Confidence is about who you're becoming, not who you've been. As W.C. Lewis said, I've said it in a previous lesson as well. It does not matter what people call you, it matters what you answer to. Your confidence comes from how you see yourself, not how others label you, not how others interpret you, not how others experience you. Confidence comes from how you see yourself. See yourself as positive, uplifting, outgoing, growth minded. Number 12, vulnerability is strength, okay? Admitting when you need help, admitting when what you're doing is not working, what you have been doing is not working, okay? Sharing your struggles can deepen your confidence and connections. All of these lessons and every appearance that I have made to share them with you have come from vulnerable moments in my life. Moments when I myself was broken, learning, and rebuilding. Confidence is not built in like a there is no map that tells you how to do it. It's not easy. It is forged in the fires of adversity. And it's those very moments of struggle that teach us how to rise. Number 13, celebrate all of your progress, not just the outcomes. Don't wait till the project is finished to celebrate it, because then the high just goes even faster. Confidence grows when you acknowledge how far you have come at every step of the way. Like, I am so proud of myself for going live on Instagram for the first time ever. And I've been on Instagram since I don't even know when. But this is a small win. Like, I'm so excited and I am so proud about that. It's something sometimes as simple as just getting up and getting dressed in the morning. Because whenever you start giving yourself permission to celebrate those little wins and you recognize yourself for them, it reminds you that you are moving forward, even when those steps that you are taking feel so small. Number 14, this is a big one too. Comparison kills confidence. You'll hear me say, don't compete, gain confidence. Comparison kills confidence. Focus on your journey, not someone else's highlight reel. Social media, it is a heavily filtered reality. You are often comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel, and that is not fair to you. Walk your own path, honor your unique journey, and remember that true confidence comes from embracing where you're at and where you're going, not where someone else appears to be. Number 15, consistency beats intensity. This goes right in hand with progress, not perfection. Consistency beats intensity. Confidence comes from showing up, even on the hard days. And remember this, your body does what your mind tells it to do. So sometimes our mind can talk us out of showing up, and it will convince us to stay small. Well, you shouldn't do that. That little doubt creeps in. You want to avoid discomfort. Like, you got embarrassed last time you got up and spoke. Y'all, the first time that I ever spoke on a stage, I talked like this the whole time. But did it stop me? No, it gave me an opportunity to be like, okay, well, next time I go up there and next time I have something to say, I want to say it a little more confident. So, like, I still talk with notes, as you can see, like, I'm reading my notes today. I put over 25 hours of my time into this one 30-minute lesson because I want to deliver it confidently. And I want to make sure that I don't leave everything out. Like, I'm not beating myself up because I'm not looking at the camera perfectly the whole time and have it memorized. Remember, it is consistency beats intensity. Because whenever you talk yourself out of doing things, you are in the edging God out phase of your ego, where you are letting doubt and fear take the wheel. Because confidence really comes when you decide to override that voice, take action, and show up anyway. This number 16 is own your uniqueness. Everyone has their own IP, your identity and your personality or intellectual property in the business world. This is your unique God-given design, the traits and strengths that make you who you are. Identifying your IP means embracing how you're wired, recognizing your purpose, and understanding that no one in this world, on this earth, can fulfill the role that God created you to play and the things that God created you to do. Nobody else can do it. Number 17, listen to your gut. Your instincts are your greatest guide, but learning to identify that inner voice takes practice. Start by paying attention to how you feel. Gut feelings are often calm, quiet, and clear, while fear and anxiety tend to be loud, frantic, or repetitive. Trust that initial pull you feel when something feels right or wrong. Journaling, quiet reflection, and stepping away from distractions can help you tune into those subtle signals. And over time, your inner voice becomes a compass that you can rely on to guide your decisions with confidence. Imagine how good it would feel to trust yourself and to trust that gut instinct and not constantly second guess it. Number 18, confidence grows in discomfort. Stretching beyond your comfort zone builds resilience. But how do you do this? You have to start by identifying the small steps that push you slightly outside of what feels easy or familiar. This could be having a hard conversation, learning a new skill, or saying yes to something you would normally avoid. For me, this is going to networking groups and networking meetings. That pushes me so far outside of my comfort zone and my little bubble that but it is something that I genuinely have to like amp myself up for. Because when you challenge yourself and you start succeeding, even in small ways, you build trust in your abilities. Because let me tell you guys, the first networking meetings that I would go to, like many years ago, I would just go in, like go to the corner, like stand there with the drink in my hand, and I wouldn't even drink it. But just like in case someone came over and they pretended like they wanted to start talking to me, I'd take a sip. Like, like I would totally do it, but I forced myself to do it. And it's like, okay, you're going to have one conversation. Okay, you're going to have two conversations. Because in saying that, I want you to understand that number 19 is you are not alone. Number 18 is confidence grows in discomfort. And number 19 is that you are not alone. Everyone struggles with confidence at times. It is part of being human. And remember that you can feel unconfident and confident at the same time when you're building your self confidence. It's like riding a bicycle at first. You are not going to be amazing. It's about embracing great opportunities, another phase of your confidence ego. Embrace great opportunities. Start telling yourself, I can do this. Number 20 is keep learning. Confidence is fueled by curiosity and growth. Number 21, rest is productive. Burnout erodes confidence and rest restores it. Just because you can do it all doesn't mean you should. Remember this, confidence does not require you to do more, it requires you to be more like God created you to be. Number 22, this is a big one too. Forgive yourself. Mistakes do not make you less, no matter what anybody tells you. They make you human. We are all going to make mistakes. Fail fast and fail forward. Number 23, celebrate others. Y'all, I'm the biggest confidence hype girl and like the biggest cheerleader for anybody doing anything. I don't care what it is. If it's baking your first cookie, like I am like so proud of you because confidence is not a competition. Lifting others up creates space for growth, collaboration, and inspiration. Comparison to others can harm your progress, but celebrating others' success shifts your focus to abundance. I want you to recognize that everyone's path is unique and someone else's win does not diminish yours. Confidence grows when we lift each other up rather than measuring ourselves against one another. And finally, number 24, you are capable of more than you think. You are capable of more than you think. Confidence often shows up when you take the leap before you feel ready. Because as I look back on these lessons of 2024, one thing really stands out to me is that confidence isn't about being perfect or fearless. It's about being willing to keep going, to keep learning, to keep trusting yourself even when the path feels uncertain, because I know that you can be confident and feel self conscious at the same time. Each one of these 24 lessons was forged in a moment of struggle or discovery for me, myself, over the past year. And it is my hope that you can take all of these little insights, maybe one or two resonated with you, because confidence isn't just something you carry into 2025. You can't just like put it in your bag and like, let's go, like load it in your purse. It doesn't just stay in there, it's going to try to run away. It's something that you can build moment by moment, decision by decision. So as we step into 2025, I challenge you and anybody else who sees this to take these lessons and apply them into your own life. Start with one or two that resonate most with you. I want you to write them down, reflect on them, and when life gets hard, I want you to remember that confidence isn't about never failing. It's about rising every single time. It's about curating your comeback. And if you have ever felt like what you are doing is not working, let me tell you, you are not alone, but you're also not stuck, okay? Because confidence is built one intentional step at a time. And together, we will create a year of growth, resilience, and success. So, together, let's make 2025 the year we truly step into our confidence and thrive. As we go into 2025, I am going to be bringing you some of my favorite confidence boosters every third Wednesday of the month. And believe me, you will want to know these people if you don't already. And I must say, I think that that was probably my favorite lesson that I've done, the one that I prepared the most for. I know that we are 1 minute overtime, but if anybody has one takeaway, one thing that they want to share, one thing that they gleaned from that, I would be more than happy to hear that.